Hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version, and in this time I couldn't pronounce hello everybody well or smoothly, so which is why let me speak out hello everybody again. So hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. So this time I'm thinking of talking about studying, which means the importance of studying, and the title of this episode is Before Watching a TV Program. Open a textbook, which is the title of this episode, as I have just told you. Anyway, so I don't think it's necessary to tell you, but studying is important in the course of your lives, and in in, in in many past episodes, I have told you many times that you should study instead of playing games or anyway, of course, sometimes, or if you're a professional gameplay, if you're a professional game players, it's necessary for you to play games. But actually, so apart from playing games for fun, and in this time, I'm thinking of talking about watching TV. But if you just watch TV for having fun, for example, so I don't think it's so necessary. I don't think it's so necessary. Of course, maybe I should get on the track. I should get on the track of this story, or of this episode. So and anyway, so maybe before actually talking about the details, because as I have told you in many I have told you many times that I often digress when talking about stuff. So before such digressions or digressions, so I'm going to tell you the conclusion of this episode. The conclusion of this episode is: watch news, or not watch news. Watching news is necessary, but if you know major and remarkable occurrences and events, that is enough. So I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to tell you the conclusion again. The conclusion is: watching news is necessary, but if you know major and remarkable occurrences and events, that is enough. So of course it's necessary for you to watch TV programs, or watching. It's necessary for you to watch TV news, or news, and so I don't think it's necessary to tell you. But so it's possible to collect information on the internet, which is why. So in this present time, so anyway, I'm recording it, or I'm making this episode in April, or on April in 2022, in which that Slavic war between Ukraine and Russia has lasted, or has still lasted, or has been prolonged. Anyway, in such a situation, maybe many people watch listen in this time. Maybe some people, a large amount of people have watched news broadcasting the Slavic war between Russia and Ukraine. Anyway, maybe you are in such a situation. So of course it's necessary to watch TV news. And for example, if you are Ukrainian people, I can understand your feelings, because you must be worried about the future, or the future and the current what the present situations of your countries, of your country, which is why, if you are Ukrainian people, it's necessary. It's really comprehensible for them to watch TV news, to get the information about their own countries. But if you are, for example, if you are not related to that Slavic war between Russia and Ukraine, so I don't think you need to watch TV news that much, or I don't think you need to watch TV programs that much, or so much. And that is because, watching TV is maybe you should focus on, or you should think about the purposes of watching TV programs. And maybe in most cases, people want to have fun, which is why they frequently watch TVs without thinking anything. So such an action was such a time spent for watching TV. Uh, such actions and such time for spent for watching TV programs are a waste of times and waste of resources or waste of your own vehicles, for example. So which is what I like you to know this time. So so of course sometimes people need to have a rest, or sometimes people need to have rest. But actually, so if you if you spend your own free time just for watching TV programs, or just watching TVs, so I don't think it's such acts are helpful for your lives. So so apart from being older people, and if you are older people, for example, so if you are older people who are in their who are in your 70s or 80s, so if you are old enough, like you may die, for example, you may pass away in 10 years, or less than 10 years, so or in 10 years, so you can spend you can spend your own time for for anything you want. But actually, so if you are young, so particularly, especially if you are young people, or if you are a young person, I think you should spend your own time for studying many things. And of course, when it comes to studying, concentrating free time on on a few subjects can be sometimes helpful. But actually, so anyway, that is one of the choices, or one of the options for studying. Of course, for example, if you major in, for example, if you are a university student, and if you just, of course, in such a case, you can spend your own time, for example, studying molecular biology, or for example, when it comes to studying foreign languages, it's fine to study. It's fine to spend your own time for studying French language, or Chinese language, and any other languages, if you want. So anyway, and and some universities have some majors, not apart from different from main majors. So which is why, for example, if you want to if you want to study, for example, physics, apart from molecular biology, which is main major for you, for example, this is just an instance, or just an example. So if you want to study physics, for example, it's fine to study physics. And anyway, so likewise, you should spend your own time for studying. And of course, so going outside with your own friends is helpful for your lives. Friends are helpful in the course of your lives, but making friends is not mandatory. So if you have some friends, you can share your own feelings, or share your own experiences. Such friendships are helpful for you. But making friends is not mandatory for your life, or for your lives. So if you have no friends, for example, so it's all right if you can survive. So they aren't mandatory. So if you have no friend, for example, so it's fine for you. If you can survive, for which keeping certain height, or certain levels of life standards, for example. So in such a case, so in such cases, you don't need friend. And anyway, so friendships, if you want some friends, it's fine to make friends with others. But actually, so coming back to that track of this episode, what coming back to the conclusion of this episode. So this time, what I'm talking about is you should study. You should study instead of watching TVs, which is what I'd like you to know this time. So as title says, before watching a TV program, open a textbook, which means you should focus on studying. If you if you come to want to watch TV programs, or watch a TV program, like like a TV drama or stuff like that. So before spending your own time for watching TV, I'd like you to remember the conclusion of this episode. The conclusion is watching news is necessary, but if you know major and remarkable occurrences and events, that is enough. So in this time, so major events or major occurrences are the pandemic of coronavirus and the Slavic war taking place between Russia and Ukraine, and there must be some other remarkable events in your countries. For example, in the case of my country, there are some missiles launched. There are some missiles launched from North Korea, but such events are remarkable events only in my country, and this country and another remarkable event or other remarkable events are disasters in this country gets many disasters, and recently there was a sort of huge earthquake, which is why such pieces of information are necessary. For example, if you live in this country, and I live in Japan, but actually, so if you live in Japan, so you should get such information. But actually, apart from you are living in Japan, so you should collect as a necessary pieces of information. But actually, so if you get if you get enough information, or if you have already had enough information or enough pieces of information, so you do not need to watch TV programs. So instead, you should study, or you should focus on studying. And of course, occasional going outside with your friends is necessary, or it is helpful for you. It's helpful for you. But actually, so generally speaking, and this is a very case, or this I would like many young people to listen to this episode, and I'd like many young people to focus on studying, which is because only young people, or only young time. I don't know whether it's correct in terms of English language, but I really want young people to study hard, and so that so that come, they can get a lot of things they can afford to do, which means, so by studying, young people can become abler, which is why, or abler, or more excellent, which is why they they can grow up, or they can thrive, and they can they can grow, afford to, or they grow, how should I say, they grow able to tackle and overcome difficult tasks and problems, which is why I would like young people, or I recommend that young people focus on studying many things, which is why, so I create, so which is why I'd like especially young people to listen to this episode. So I'm going to finish this episode. So if you'd like to listen to this conclusion and the title again, so maybe I think I should speak out again. So the title is "Before watching a TV program, open a textbook," and the conclusion is watching news is necessary, but if you know major and remarkable occurrences and events, that is enough. So that's it. Thank you very much for your listening. See you.